Determining which animal holds the title of the smartest in the world is quite complex, involving a variety of criteria that scientists and researchers use to assess animal intelligence. One major factor is problem-solving ability, which refers to how effectively an animal can navigate challenges or obstacles to achieve a goal. For example, some species of primates, like chimpanzees, are known for their ability to use tools, such as using sticks to extract termites from mounds, demonstrating innovative thinking and dexterity. Another important criterion is social intelligence, which involves understanding social dynamics, such as forming alliances or recognizing individuals within a group. Dolphins, for instance, exhibit complex social behaviors, communicating with one another through a range of vocalizations and even using signature whistles that act like names. Memory also plays a crucial role in assessing intelligence, as animals that can remember locations, relationships, or past experiences tend to show higher cognitive abilities. Corvids, such as crows and ravens, are remarkable in this regard, as they can remember specific locations where they have hidden food and even recognize human faces, exhibiting both spatial and social memory. Learning capacity is another vital criterion, which reflects how quickly an animal can learn new tasks or adapt to changing environments. For example, an octopus can learn to open jars to get to food inside, showcasing not just learning but also adaptability. Communication skills are also essential when evaluating intelligence. Animals that can convey information effectively, like the complex vocalizations of elephants or the intricate dances of honeybees, show a level of cognitive sophistication that suggests a higher intelligence. Moreover, self-awareness is a fascinating criterion, where animals can recognize themselves in mirrors, a trait seen in species like elephants, great apes, and certain birds, indicating a level of consciousness that is often associated with intelligence, the ability to plan for the future. As seen in some bird species that cache food for later use, also indicates a sophisticated level of thinking. Finally, emotional intelligence, which encompasses empathy, bonding, and understanding emotions in others, is increasingly recognized as a key aspect of overall intelligence, particularly in social animals like dogs and elephants, who exhibit strong emotional connections with humans and other members of their species. All these criteria combined create a multifaceted portrait of animal intelligence, leading to ongoing debates about which species might deserve the title of the smartest animal on Earth. Researchers measure intelligence in animals through a variety of methods, each designed to assess different aspects of cognitive abilities, problem-solving skills, and social understanding. One common approach is the use of standardized tests, which can include puzzle-solving tasks, where animals must figure out how to access food or navigate a maze. These tasks can reveal not only an animal's ability to learn and remember, but also its capacity to plan and adapt to new challenges. Another method involves observing animals in their natural habitats, where researchers look for signs of complex behaviors, such as tool use, social interactions, and communication skills. For instance, some birds, like crows and parrots, have shown remarkable abilities to use sticks or other items to obtain food, indicating advanced problem-solving skills and an understanding of cause and effect. In addition to these observational methods, researchers often use experimental setups, where they create specific scenarios to test an animal's decision-making process and reasoning abilities. This can involve tasks that require the animal to choose between different options, with varying rewards, which allows scientists to gauge their preferences and cognitive flexibility. Furthermore, researchers also employ neurobiological techniques, including brain imaging and studying neural pathways, to explore the underlying mechanisms of intelligence, looking at how the structure and function of an animal's brain correlate with its cognitive abilities. Another fascinating method is the use of social learning experiments, where researchers introduce a novel task to a group of animals and observe whether others can learn by watching a more experienced individual. This type of learning is particularly interesting because it demonstrates not just individual intelligence, but also the capacity for social transmission of knowledge, which is a key indicator of advanced cognitive abilities. Moreover, researchers often rely on a combination of these methods to get a comprehensive understanding of an animal's intelligence as different species exhibit unique cognitive skills suited to their environments and lifestyles. For example, dolphins are known for their sophisticated social structures and communication abilities, which researchers study through play and interaction, while primates may be tested on their ability to use tools or understand complex relationships within their groups. Each method contributes to a broader picture of animal intelligence, helping scientists appreciate the diversity of cognitive abilities across the animal kingdom. This ongoing research not only deepens our understanding of animal behavior, but also challenges our perceptions of what intelligence means in non-human species, revealing a rich tapestry of mental capabilities that are often more complex than we might assume. When discussing animal intelligence, most people often cite the bottlenose dolphin as one of the smartest animals on the planet, and this claim is backed by a range of compelling evidence. Dolphins exhibit complex behaviors that suggest advanced cognitive abilities, including problem-solving skills and the capacity for social interaction. Researchers have observed dolphins using tools, like sponges, to protect their snouts while foraging on the ocean floor, showcasing not only their ability to manipulate objects, but also their understanding of their environment. Additionally, studies have shown that dolphins can recognize themselves in mirrors, a trait linked to self-awareness, which is a sign of higher intelligence typically associated with humans, great apes, and elephants. Furthermore, dolphins communicate using a sophisticated system of clicks, whistles, and body language, allowing them to convey detailed information and possibly even emotions. This intricate communication system suggests they have a level of social intelligence that enables them to maintain complex relationships within their pods. In various experiments, dolphins have been shown to understand symbolic language, following commands that involve abstract concepts, which further emphasizes their cognitive prowess. The use of cooperative hunting techniques, where pods work together to herd fish into tight groups, demonstrates not only their problem-solving abilities, but also their understanding of teamwork and strategy. Another animal often mentioned in discussions of intelligence is the African gray parrot, which has shown remarkable abilities in vocal mimicry and comprehension. These parrots can learn a large vocabulary of words and phrases, and studies have indicated that they can associate words with their meanings, answering questions about objects and actions. Their ability to engage in complex conversations and perform tasks that require reasoning skills is impressive, and researchers have noted that these birds can even use language in context, which is a strong indicator of intelligence. In the world of primates, the great apes, such as chimpanzees and orangutans, are frequently recognized for their cognitive abilities. Chimpanzees, for instance, have been observed using sticks to extract termites from mounds, an example of tool use that shows they can apply learned knowledge to solve problems. They also exhibit emotional depth, forming strong social bonds and displaying empathy toward one another. Orangutans, on the other hand, have demonstrated the capability to solve puzzles and remember complex tasks over extended periods, showcasing their long-term memory and problem-solving skills. Each of these animals, from dolphins to parrots to primates, provides fascinating insights into the varying forms of intelligence found in nature. And while the bottlenose dolphins, often celebrated for their remarkable intelligence, show cognitive abilities that can rival and in some aspects surpass those of many primates. Research has indicated that dolphins possess complex problem-solving skills, advanced communication methods, and a strong sense of social organization, all of which are hallmarks of high intelligence. For instance, studies have demonstrated that dolphins can understand symbols and can follow intricate commands, showcasing their capacity for abstract thought. One notable study, conducted by researchers at the University of Southern Mississippi, revealed that bottlenose dolphins can learn and execute tasks that involve the use of tools, a trait previously thought to be exclusive to primates. This ability to manipulate objects in their environment, not just for play but for practical purposes, highlights a significant cognitive parallel between dolphins and certain primate species. Furthermore, the social structures of dolphin pods provide insight into their intelligence as they exhibit behaviors such as cooperation, empathy, and even altruism, traits that are also seen in primate communities. For example, in the wild, dolphins have been observed assisting injured companions, displaying a level of emotional intelligence that echoes the social bonds often found in primate groups. Research led by ethologists has shown that dolphins will engage in cooperative hunting, working together to herd fish into tight groups, which suggests not only their ability to communicate effectively, but also their understanding of teamwork, a skill that is crucial in both dolphin and primate societies. Another fascinating aspect of dolphin intelligence lies in their impressive memory. Studies have indicated that dolphins can remember the unique whistles of their companions for decades, a trait that mirrors the social memory observed in elephants, which are also highly intelligent animals. This long-term memory is critical for maintaining social bonds and navigating their complex social networks, similar to how primates rely on their memories to recognize individuals within their groups. Additionally, research utilizing brain-to-body size ratios suggests that dolphins possess large brains relative to their body size, which is often correlated with higher intelligence levels. While primates like chimpanzees and gorillas also exhibit high brain-to-body ratios, the structure of dolphin brains is particularly interesting as it is highly convoluted, which is often associated with advanced cognitive functions. The cerebral cortex in dolphins has extensive folds, which allows for greater surface area and increased neural connections, potentially supporting higher-level thinking processes. In terms of communication, dolphins employ a complex system of clicks, whistles, and body language, which researchers have begun to decode, drawing parallels to human language in its crows and ravens belonging to the corvid family, are renowned for their remarkable problem-solving abilities, which indicate a level of intelligence that is quite impressive. Researchers have observed these birds using tools, a behavior once thought to be exclusive to humans and a few other species. For instance, crows have been seen using sticks to extract insects from tree bark, or bending wires to create hooks that can help them retrieve food from hard-to-reach places. This tool use is not just instinctive. It requires foresight and an understanding of cause and effect, showcasing their cognitive skills. In addition to tool use, crows and ravens have demonstrated their ability to plan for the future. In experiments, they have shown that they can save tools for later use, indicating an understanding of future needs, which is quite rare in the animal kingdom. For example, a raven may hide a tool that it will need later to access food, demonstrating both memory and the ability to anticipate future challenges. This kind of advanced thinking suggests that these birds possess a level of intelligence comparable to that of some primates. Social dynamics also play a significant role in the intelligence of crows and ravens. These birds live in complex social structures and are known to communicate with each other using a variety of vocalizations, gestures, and even facial expressions. They are able to recognize individual human faces, remembering those who have been kind or threatening to them. This social awareness allows them to navigate their environments more effectively and to work collaboratively when necessary. In one study, crows were found to collaborate in groups when solving problems, demonstrating not only individual intelligence but also the ability to work together to achieve common goals. Moreover, crows and ravens have shown an impressive understanding of physics, particularly in experiments involving problem-solving tasks that require an understanding of weight, balance, and gravity. For instance, they can figure out how to use pebbles to raise the water level in a container to access floating food, showcasing their ability to manipulate their environment in a clever way. This understanding of physical properties speaks volumes about their cognitive abilities, as they can solve problems that require abstract reasoning. Interestingly, their intelligence is also reflected in their ability to adapt to urban environments. Crows and ravens have learned to navigate human-made structures, find food in cities, and even use cars to crack open nuts. Their adaptability to changing environments illustrates their quick learning and problem-solving skills, as they can change their behavior based on new challenges. Elephants are remarkable creatures, not just because of their size, but also due to their complex social structures, which play a crucial role in their intelligence. These social structures are often matriarchal, meaning that the oldest and usually largest female leads the herd, guiding the others and making decisions for the group. This structure is vital for survival, as it allows for the sharing of knowledge, such as the locations of water sources, food, and safe migration routes. The matriarch's experience, accumulated over many years, is invaluable, especially in times of drought or other challenges, and her wisdom can be passed down through generations, enhancing the herd's overall intelligence. The bonds between elephants are incredibly strong, and these social ties facilitate communication and cooperation. Elephants use a variety of sounds, from trumpets to low rumbles that are often below the level of human hearing, to communicate with one another. These vocalizations, along with body language and even seismic vibrations, allow elephants to convey important information, strengthen relationships, and coordinate group activities such as foraging or protecting young members of the herd. Social interactions also encourage learning. Young elephants observe and imitate the behaviors of older, more experienced herd members, picking up vital skills that are essential for their survival. Moreover, the social structure of elephants is not just limited to their immediate family groups. Elephants often form loose associations with other herds, creating larger networks that can be beneficial. These larger groups can provide greater protection against predators, and they can facilitate the exchange of knowledge across herds, contributing to a more extensive social learning environment. This interconnectedness can lead to greater adaptability, as different herds share strategies for dealing with environmental changes or threats. Interestingly, the intelligence of elephants is also reflected in their ability to recognize themselves in mirrors, which is a sign of self-awareness, a trait shared with only a few other species. This self-awareness is likely enhanced by their complex social structures, as being able to understand themselves in relation to others is crucial for navigating their social world. Elephants can also display empathy and altruism, often comforting distressed individuals and even helping injured or sick members of their herd. Such behaviors suggest a high level of emotional intelligence, which is intertwined with their social dynamics. In summary, the role of social structures in the intelligence of elephants is profound, influencing their communication, learning, and emotional connections. These social bonds not only enhance their survival, but also reflect a deep level of intelligence that is still. The ability to use tools is a fascinating aspect of animal behavior, showcasing the cognitive capabilities of various species in ways that reveal their intelligence, problem-solving skills, and adaptability. For instance, one of the most well-known examples is the use of sticks by chimpanzees, who expertly fashion them into probes to extract termites from mounds, demonstrating not only their understanding of the tool's purpose, but also their capacity for planning and foresight. This behavior highlights their ability to manipulate their environment to obtain food, which indicates a level of cognitive processing that involves memory, learning, and even social teaching, as younger chimps often learn these skills from observing older individuals. Similarly, New Caledonian crows have garnered attention for their remarkable tool-making abilities. These birds can craft tools from leaves and twigs, shaping them to fit specific tasks, such as retrieving insects from tree bark. Their problem-solving skills are further illustrated in experiments where they demonstrate an understanding of cause and effect, using multiple tools in a sequence to achieve a desired outcome. This complex behavior not only underscores their intelligence, but also suggests a high level of cognitive flexibility, as they can adapt their tool use to different challenges in their environment. Elephants, too, exhibit impressive tool use, often using branches to swat away flies or digging tools to uncover water. Their ability to manipulate objects in their environment reflects not only their physical dexterity, but also their understanding of how tools can serve different functions depending on the situation. Researchers have observed elephants employing tools in various contexts, which points to their capacity for abstract thinking, as they can identify problems and devise solutions that involve multiple steps. Dolphins are another species that illustrate cognitive prowess through tool use. In some regions, dolphins have been observed using marine sponges to protect their snouts while foraging on the seafloor, a behavior that not only indicates intelligence, but also suggests a cultural transmission of knowledge, as the use of sponges is passed down through generations. This social learning is a critical aspect of their tool use, showcasing their ability to communicate and collaborate within their groups. In the realm of primates, the use of stones by capuchin monkeys to crack open nuts demonstrates both their physical strength and cognitive skill. These monkeys select stones based on weight and size, using their knowledge of the task at hand to choose the most effective tool. This kind of decision-making ability reflects their understanding of properties of materials and the physics involved in their actions, further emphasizing their cognitive capabilities. Moreover, many animals exhibit complex communication systems that suggest a level of advanced intelligence, showcasing their ability to convey information, emotions, and intentions in sophisticated ways. For instance, dolphins are known for their intricate vocalizations, including clicks, whistles, and body language, which they use to communicate with one another across long distances in the ocean. Their ability to develop unique signature whistles, akin to names, indicates a profound level of social interaction and individual recognition, suggesting that they have a complex understanding of their social structure. Similarly, elephants demonstrate remarkable communication skills, utilizing low-frequency sounds called infrasound that can travel long distances, allowing them to communicate with each other even when they are miles apart. This ability helps them maintain social bonds and coordinate movements within their herds. Moreover, elephants are known to exhibit behaviors that indicate empathy, such as comforting distressed individuals, which adds another layer to their communication system, emphasizing emotional connections. Bees also have a fascinating way of communicating through the famous waggle dance, a behavior that conveys information about the location of food sources. By performing this dance, a forager bee can inform other bees about the distance and direction of flowers rich in nectar, showcasing not only their communication skills, but also their ability to work cooperatively for the benefit of the colony. The precision of this dance and the collective decision-making involved in foraging highlight the advanced cognitive skills of these insects. In the avian world, certain species of parrots and corvids, like crows and ravens, exhibit complex vocalizations and social interactions that suggest high intelligence. Parrots can mimic human speech and use it in context, demonstrating an understanding of social communication. Crows, on the other hand, have been observed using tools to access food, indicating not only their problem-solving skills, but also their ability to communicate about the use of tools and share knowledge with others in their group. Another remarkable example is the communication system of the orca, or killer whale. These social mammals have distinct dialects that vary between pods, revealing a rich cultural structure within their communities. Each pod has its own set of calls and sounds, which serve to strengthen social bonds and coordinate group behaviors, indicating a high level of social intelligence and cultural transmission. These examples illustrate that complex communication systems in animals are not just about sounds or signals. They reflect deep social structures, emotional connections, and cognitive abilities. The ways in which these animals communicate with each other demonstrate their advanced intelligence, providing insight into the intricate lives. The intelligence of domestic dogs varies greatly among different breeds, a phenomenon that has fascinated dog lovers and researchers alike. Certain breeds, like border collies, poodles, and German shepherds, are often hailed as some of the most intelligent, showcasing remarkable abilities in obedience, problem-solving, and even understanding human commands. This breed variation in intelligence can be attributed to a blend of genetics, breeding history, and the roles these dogs were originally developed for. Breeds that were historically trained for complex tasks, such as herding livestock or assisting in search and rescue missions, often display higher levels of cognitive skills, as they have been selected for their ability to learn quickly and work alongside humans. In addition to genetics, the environment plays a pivotal role in shaping a dog's intelligence. A dog's upbringing, socialization, and training can significantly influence its cognitive abilities. For example, dogs that are regularly engaged in mental stimulation such as puzzle toys or obedience training tend to develop stronger problem-solving skills compared to those that are not given such opportunities. Similarly, a dog raised in a stimulating environment with plenty of social interaction and exposure to various experiences is likely to exhibit greater intelligence than one that is kept in isolation or without challenges. Furthermore, age also influences a dog's intelligence, as younger dogs often have a greater capacity for learning new things. Puppies are in a critical period of development, during which socialization and training can have lasting effects on their intelligence and behavior. However, it's also essential to recognize that intelligence can manifest in different ways. Some dogs may excel in tasks requiring instinctive behaviors, while others shine in tasks that demand analytical thinking. Moreover, the bond between a dog and its owner can enhance the dog's ability to learn. Dogs that have a strong relationship with their humans are often more motivated to engage in learning activities, driven by the desire for praise and rewards. This emotional connection can lead to more effective training sessions, where the dog is eager to please and willing to tackle challenges. In conclusion, the intelligence of dogs is a complex interplay of breed characteristics, environmental factors, and individual experiences. While some breeds naturally excel in cognitive tasks, providing a nurturing and stimulating environment can greatly enhance any dog's learning potential, making it clear that intelligence in dogs is not just about breed, but also about the love and care they receive from their humans. Play behavior in animals, particularly in young mammals, offers fascinating insights into their cognitive development, as it is often seen as a crucial part of learning and growth. When young mammals engage in play, they are not just having fun, they are practicing important skills that they will need later in life. For example, through play fighting, young animals can develop their physical coordination, learn to control their strength, and understand social dynamics, all of which are essential for their survival in the wild. Observing young wolves, for instance, we can see them engaging in mock battles, which teaches them about hunting techniques and social hierarchies within their packs. Moreover, play behavior is not limited to physical skills. It also enhances cognitive abilities. For young primates, for example, interactive play can improve problem-solving skills and increase their ability to communicate and cooperate with others. This is crucial because these skills will aid them in navigating their social environments as they grow. In addition, play often involves exploration and risk-taking, which can lead to learning about their surroundings, understanding cause and effect, and developing curiosity, traits that are essential for intelligent behavior later in life. In various studies, researchers have found that animals who engage in more play behavior tend to exhibit higher levels of adaptability, creativity, and intelligence. This is particularly evident in species known for their social complexity, such as dolphins and elephants, where play can take the form of sophisticated activities that require collaboration and innovation. The presence of play in these species suggests that it plays a significant role in honing their cognitive skills and emotional intelligence, which are vital for their social structures. Interestingly, the environment in which young mammals grow up can influence their play behavior. Animals raised in enriched environments, filled with opportunities for social interaction and exploration, often display more diverse and complex play patterns compared to those in more restricted settings. This indicates that the quality of their upbringing can directly impact their cognitive development, highlighting the importance of a stimulating environment during formative years. Furthermore, play is not just a solitary activity. It often involves interaction with peers, which fosters social bonds and helps young mammals learn to navigate relationships. By participating in group play, young animals learn empathy, cooperation, and even conflict resolution, skills that are essential for living in a community. For instance, in a group of young meerkats, play behavior can be a way to establish social hierarchies as they test each other's limits and learn about their roles within the group. In essence, the role of play, the concept of self-awareness in animals, particularly as demonstrated through mirror tests, reveals fascinating insights into their intelligence, and understanding this relationship can deepen our appreciation for the animal kingdom. Mirror tests, which are designed to assess whether an animal can recognize itself in a reflection, serve as a significant benchmark in evaluating self-awareness. When an animal passes this test, it indicates that the creature has a degree of cognitive sophistication, suggesting that it can understand its own existence as separate from other beings and its environment. This self-recognition implies a level of consciousness that goes beyond mere instinctual behavior, hinting at complex thought processes. For example, species such as great apes, dolphins, and elephants have shown the ability to recognize themselves in mirrors, while many other animals, despite their intelligence, do not pass this test. This raises intriguing questions about the varying levels of cognitive abilities across different species. The ability to reflect on oneself, to understand one's own body and actions, is often linked to higher-order thinking, problem-solving skills, and social behaviors, which are all components of what we typically define as intelligence. Furthermore, animals that demonstrate self-awareness often exhibit advanced social behaviors, such as empathy, cooperation, and even deception, which implies that their intelligence is not just about survival, but also about navigating complex social structures. For instance, when a chimpanzee recognizes itself in a mirror, it may engage in behaviors that suggest it is contemplating its own identity, adjusting its actions based on this self-reflection. This kind of introspection is a hallmark of advanced cognitive function, Moreover, some researchers argue that the ability to recognize oneself in a mirror is not solely a measure of intelligence, but rather a specific form of it, intertwined with the species' ecological and social needs. In environments where social interactions are crucial, self-awareness can play a significant role in an animal's ability to thrive. It allows them to make decisions based on an understanding of their own actions and how they affect others, which is vital for species that live in groups. However, it's important to note that the mirror test itself is not without controversy, as some critics argue that it may not be a comprehensive measure of self-awareness across all species. Animals that rely heavily on other senses, such as smell or echolocation, may not respond to visual stimuli in the same way that visually oriented animals do, leading to a potential underestimation of their cognitive abilities. For instance, certain birds, like the Eurasian magpie, have. Studies on octopuses are reshaping our understanding of intelligence in the animal kingdom, as these remarkable creatures display a range of cognitive abilities that challenge long-held beliefs about what intelligence means. Traditionally, intelligence has often been associated with mammals, particularly primates, but octopuses, with their unique biology and behavior, are proving that intelligence can manifest in very different ways. For instance, octopuses are known for their problem-solving skills, which are evident in experiments where they can navigate mazes, open jars to access food, and even use tools such as coconuts or shells to create shelters or defend themselves. This ability to manipulate objects and use them in specific ways suggests a level of understanding and foresight that is often associated with higher intelligence in mammals. Furthermore, octopuses exhibit remarkable adaptability, as they can change both their color and texture to blend into their surroundings, an ability that requires not only physical skill, but also a high degree of environmental awareness. This camouflage is not just a simple reflex. It involves complex processing of visual information, allowing them to respond effectively to different stimuli in their environment. In addition, octopuses have been observed displaying play behavior, which in many animals is considered a sign of intelligence, as it indicates the capacity for learning and social interaction. For example, they might engage with floating objects in their tanks, showing curiosity and a desire to explore. The way octopuses learn also adds another layer to our understanding of intelligence. They are capable of both observational learning and trial and error learning, meaning they can learn from watching others or from their own experiences. This flexibility in learning strategies suggests that intelligence can be diverse and not simply a trait of certain animal groups. Moreover, the octopus nervous system is quite distinct, with a large portion of their neurons located in their arms, allowing these limbs to operate independently. This decentralized nervous system raises interesting questions about consciousness and awareness, as each arm can perform tasks without direct input from the brain, suggesting a different kind of intelligence that emphasizes autonomy and specialization. Notably, studies on octopuses also reveal their capacity for emotional responses, which challenges the idea that intelligence is solely about problem-solving and cognitive skills. Their interactions with their environment and their ability to exhibit behaviors that suggest stress, comfort, or even playfulness imply a complex emotional life. This emotional intelligence, while different from that of mammals, highlights the rich inner world of octopuses and their capacity for experiences that go beyond. African gray parrots, known for their striking gray feathers and bright red tails, are not just beautiful birds. They are also renowned for their impressive cognitive abilities, particularly their problem-solving skills. Researchers have conducted numerous studies to understand how these parrots approach challenges, revealing a level of intelligence that is often compared to that of young children. One fascinating aspect of their problem-solving skills is their ability to understand cause and effect. For instance, when faced with a task that requires manipulating objects to obtain a reward, African gray parrots have shown an incredible capacity to figure out the necessary steps, demonstrating foresight and planning. In one study, a group of these parrots was presented with a puzzle that involved pulling a string to access a treat. The birds not only learned to pull the string, but also adjusted their approach based on the string's position and the treat's location. This adaptability as a hallmark of advanced cognitive processing, indicating that they can evaluate the situation, adapt their strategies, and learn from experience. Additionally, African gray parrots exhibit a remarkable ability to work collaboratively. When presented with tasks that require teamwork, they often communicate and coordinate their efforts, showcasing their social intelligence and understanding of the roles within a group. Furthermore, their impressive memory plays a critical role in their problem-solving skills. African gray parrots can remember the locations of food sources, the timing of events, and even the behaviors of other birds, which allows them to make informed decisions based on past experiences. This memory, combined with their ability to learn through observation, means they can mimic successful strategies used by their peers. This type of learning, known as social learning, is essential for survival in the wild, where adapting to changing environments and challenges is crucial. Moreover, the cognitive abilities of African gray parrots extend beyond mere problem solving. They can also engage in complex reasoning tasks. In controlled experiments, these parrots have demonstrated an understanding of numerical concepts, such as quantity, and can even perform basic arithmetic, showcasing their ability to manipulate numbers in a meaningful way. Such skills indicate that their intelligence is not just a product of instinct, but rather a sophisticated combination of cognitive processing, memory, and social interaction. In conclusion, the problem-solving skills of African gray parrots offer a window into their remarkable cognitive abilities. Their capacity to learn, adapt, and communicate effectively in the face of challenges underscores their status as one of the most intelligent bird species in the animal kingdom. Through their actions, these parrots teach us about many animals display cultural behaviors, which are actions or practices passed down through generations, showcasing their ability to learn from one another and adapt to their environments. These behaviors can be seen in a variety of species, highlighting their intelligence in unique ways. For instance, orcas, also known as killer whales, live in matrilineal pods, where they share knowledge about hunting techniques, vocalizations, and even social traditions. Different pods have distinct dialects and hunting methods, which can vary greatly depending on their location. This suggests that orcas not only have advanced communication skills, but also the capacity to develop and transmit culture within their groups. Another fascinating example is the chimpanzee, which is known for its complex social structures and use of tools. In some communities, chimpanzees have been observed using sticks to extract termites from mounds, while others might use leaves to soak up water. These behaviors are not instinctual but learned from older members of the group, showcasing their ability to teach, learn, and even innovate. This cultural transmission of knowledge is a clear indicator of their cognitive abilities. Similarly, elephants exhibit cultural behaviors, particularly in their social learning and communication. They often gather in family groups, where younger elephants learn from their elders about migration routes, feeding practices, and social interactions. This passing of knowledge is crucial for their survival, and it demonstrates their impressive memory and social intelligence. Elephants can also communicate using infrasound, allowing them to convey messages over long distances, further illustrating their advanced social structure. Crows and ravens, members of the corvid family, are also remarkable examples of animal intelligence and culture. These birds have been seen using tools in various ways, such as bending wires to create hooks for retrieving food, and they often engage in complex social behaviors, like playing games and even holding grudges. Studies have shown that they can learn from observing others, which indicates a level of intelligence that is quite rare in the animal kingdom. Their ability to adapt their behaviors based on social interactions reflects both their cognitive skills and cultural learning. Lastly, the behavior of certain fish species, such as cleaner wrasses, provides insight into cultural practices in the underwater world. These small fish have a mutualistic relationship with larger fish, where they clean parasites off their bodies. Some cleaner wrasse populations have unique dance routines to attract clients, which are learned behaviors that can vary between different regions. This shows that even in the aquatic environment, cultural behaviors can emerge and evolve. When scientists study animal intelligence, they often face the challenge of telling apart instinctual behavior, which is hardwired and automatic, from learned behavior, which develops through experience and interaction with the environment. To make this differentiation, researchers employ several methods, one of which is observation in controlled settings, where they can closely monitor how animals respond to various stimuli. For instance, scientists might present a problem-solving task to an animal, such as a puzzle box that requires a specific action to access food. If the animal solves the task quickly, it might suggest that the behavior is instinctual, especially if it perfectly mirrors behaviors observed in wild populations. However, if the animal takes time to explore or shows signs of trial and error, it likely indicates that learning is occurring, as the animal is adapting its approach based on previous attempts. Another crucial aspect of this research involves studying different species in varied contexts. For example, researchers might compare how young animals perform tasks against adults, which can reveal how much of their success comes from innate abilities versus learned skills. Young animals are typically more likely to display instinctual behavior, as they have not yet had the chance to learn from experiences. In contrast, adults may show more refined problem-solving abilities, suggesting that they have learned effective strategies over time. Additionally, scientists often use experimental designs that include control groups, where some animals are exposed to certain experiences while others are not. This helps determine whether behavior changes as a result of learning or if it remains consistent due to instinct. To further dissect these behaviors, scientists sometimes look at the brain activity of animals during tasks. Advanced imaging techniques allow researchers to see which areas of the brain are activated when an animal performs a learned task versus an instinctual one. If certain areas associated with learning are highly active, it implies that the behavior is likely learned, while activation of areas connected to instinctual responses suggests that the behavior is hardwired. Moreover, studies on the genetic basis of behavior can also shed light on this topic. By examining the genetic makeup of different species, researchers can identify traits that are inherited and those that are influenced by environmental factors, helping to clarify the nature versus nurture debate in animal behavior. Moreover, scientists consider the role of social learning, where animals observe and imitate the behaviors of others. This is particularly evident in species that live in groups, such as primates, dolphins, and certain bird species. Researchers have documented instances where young animals learn to hunt or forage by watching their parents or other group members. Animal intelligence plays a crucial role in the survival of species in the wild, influencing how they adapt to their environments, find food, avoid predators, and interact with one another. For instance, many animals, such as dolphins, elephants, and certain species of birds, exhibit problem-solving skills that allow them to navigate complex situations, whether it's finding innovative ways to access food or escaping from threats. Take the case of crows, known for their remarkable intelligence. They can use tools, like sticks, to extract insects from tree bark, showcasing not only their ability to think critically, but also their capacity to adapt their behavior based on experience. Furthermore, social animals, such as wolves and primates, rely heavily on their intelligence to communicate and cooperate, which enhances their hunting success and strengthens group bonds, ultimately increasing their chances of survival. In the wild, the ability to learn from others is another aspect of animal intelligence that can significantly impact survival. Animals that can observe and mimic behaviors tend to thrive, as they can quickly adapt to new challenges without having to rely solely on trial and error. For instance, young meerkats learn to hunt by watching older members of their group, which helps them develop skills that are essential for finding food, thus improving their chances of survival. Moreover, animals that can remember locations of food sources or the presence of predators are better equipped to navigate their habitats safely, demonstrating how memory is intertwined with intelligence in the survival game. Additionally, intelligence aids in the development of complex social structures, which can enhance survival rates. For example, elephants have intricate social networks where they exhibit empathy, mourning, and cooperation, allowing them to protect their young and share knowledge about resources like water holes during dry seasons. This social intelligence not only helps in the immediate challenges of survival, but also ensures that knowledge is passed down through generations, thereby enhancing the resilience of the group as a whole. This is particularly important in environments facing rapid changes, such as climate shifts, where collective intelligence can lead to discovering new strategies for coping with alterations in the ecosystem. Moreover, some species demonstrate remarkable adaptability in their problem-solving abilities, which can be crucial when facing unexpected challenges. Octopuses, for example, are known for their escape artistry, using their intelligence to navigate out of enclosures or solve puzzles to obtain food. This adaptability allows them to survive in varying environments, demonstrating that intelligence is not just about learning, but also about creatively responding to immediate threats and opportunities. In summary, animal intelligence manifests in emotional intelligence, which refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's own emotions, as well as the emotions of others, manifests in various animal species in fascinating ways, revealing a depth of social interaction and cognitive capability often underestimated in the animal kingdom. For instance, elephants, known for their remarkable memory and strong social bonds, exhibit behaviors that suggest a high level of emotional intelligence. They not only mourn for their deceased companions, but also comfort one another through physical touch and vocalizations, signaling empathy and a deep understanding of grief. Similarly, chimpanzees, our closest relatives in the animal world, display advanced emotional skills such as cooperation and reconciliation, where they engage in behaviors that help repair social bonds after conflicts, like hugging or grooming each other, illustrating their ability to navigate complex social dynamics. Dolphins, too, showcase emotional intelligence through their intricate social structures and communication abilities. They use a variety of sounds and signals to convey emotions and intentions, and studies have shown that dolphins can recognize themselves in mirrors, indicating self-awareness, which is a crucial component of emotional intelligence. This self-recognition allows them to engage in social play and cooperation, fostering bonds within their pods. Additionally, dogs, often regarded as man's best friend, have evolved alongside humans and developed an exceptional ability to read human emotions, responding to our feelings with joy or comfort, demonstrating their keen understanding of human emotional states, which suggests a form of emotional intelligence that enhances their role as companions. Moreover, certain bird species, such as magpies and parrots, have exhibited signs of emotional intelligence as well. Magpies, for example, can recognize themselves in mirrors, much like dolphins and elephants, suggesting they possess an understanding of self. Parrots, on the other hand, show the ability to mimic human speech and express emotions, forming strong bonds with their human caretakers, which indicates an emotional depth that allows them to connect meaningfully with both their own species and humans. The social behaviors seen in these animals, from elephants to parrots, highlight how emotional intelligence is not solely a human trait, but a valuable survival skill that enhances social cohesion and communication in the natural world. In essence, the manifestations of emotional intelligence across various animal species reveal a complex web of interactions, where emotions play a crucial role in survival, social bonding, and communication. This understanding not only enriches our knowledge of animal behavior, but also challenges us to reconsider the emotional lives of the creatures we share our planet with, prompting Recent studies have shown that pigs possess remarkable cognitive abilities, which challenge the long-held belief that only a few animals, like dogs or primates, are at the top of the intelligence scale. Researchers have found that pigs can solve complex tasks, displaying problem-solving skills that are surprisingly advanced. For instance, experiments have demonstrated that pigs can use mirrors to locate food, a skill that indicates a level of self-awareness and spatial understanding. In addition, pigs have been shown to have excellent long-term memories, allowing them to remember the locations of food and the outcomes of previous experiences, often for extended periods. Moreover, studies suggest that pigs can learn through observation, a trait that is often associated with higher intelligence. They watch other pigs solve problems and can replicate those actions, which shows a level of social learning that many other animals possess. This ability to learn from one another indicates that pigs have a social intelligence, enabling them to navigate their environments and interact effectively with both their peers and humans. Interestingly, pigs also demonstrate emotional intelligence, as they can express a range of emotions, from joy to frustration, and they can form strong social bonds with each other. This emotional aspect of their intelligence is crucial for their well-being, as it impacts how they interact in groups and respond to their surroundings. Recent studies have even suggested that pigs can play, engaging in activities that are not solely focused on survival, which is often seen as a sign of higher cognitive processing. Furthermore, researchers have found that pigs can understand simple symbolic language, able to respond to cues and commands that indicate certain actions or tasks. This shows that their cognitive processes involve not just instinctual behavior, but also the ability to comprehend and respond to abstract ideas. Overall, the findings from these studies indicate that pigs are much more intelligent than previously thought, placing them alongside other highly intelligent species and offering a new perspective on animal cognition that emphasizes the richness and complexity of their mental lives. The intelligence of ants and other social insects, like bees and termites, offers a fascinating glimpse into the complexities of collective behavior, challenging our traditional notions of intelligence as something that resides solely within individuals. Ants, for instance, operate within a highly structured society, where each member plays a specific role, contributing to the success of the colony as a whole. This division of labor enhances efficiency, allowing the colony to accomplish tasks that would be impossible for a single ant to achieve alone. When ants navigate their environment, they utilize pheromones, which are chemical signals, to communicate with each other, leading to intricate trails that guide their fellow ants to food sources or back to their nest. This form of communication exemplifies how individual actions, driven by simple rules, can lead to complex group behaviors. And in this way, the intelligence of the colony emerges not from any single ant, but from the interactions of many. Moreover, studies have shown that ants can solve problems collectively, like how to find the shortest path to food, or how to build complex structures, such as ant hills or bridges made of their own bodies. These behaviors indicate that social insects possess a type of intelligence that is distributed across the group, rather than localized within one individual. This collective intelligence allows colonies to adapt to changing environments, manage resources, and respond to threats, showcasing a level of problem-solving ability that rivals that of some vertebrates, despite the fact that ants have small nervous systems and limited individual cognitive capabilities. Interestingly, researchers have found that different species of ants exhibit varying levels of collective intelligence. For example, leafcutter ants, known for their sophisticated farming practices, display remarkable organization and communication when cultivating fungus. They cut leaves, bring them back to their nests, and cultivate the fungus, which serves as their primary food source. This behavior indicates a level of foresight and planning, as the ants must coordinate their actions and anticipate the needs of their fungal crops. Such findings suggest that intelligence in the animal kingdom is not a strict hierarchy, but rather a spectrum, where different species have evolved unique adaptations to thrive in their environments. Additionally, this concept of collective intelligence extends beyond ants to other social insects like honeybees. Honeybees, for instance, are known for their complex dances, which communicate the location of food sources to other members of the hive. This dance language, which includes movements and vibrations, allows bees to share information efficiently, leading to effective foraging strategies that benefit the entire colony. Training and environmental enrichment play a crucial role in enhancing the cognitive abilities of captive animals, offering them opportunities to engage in mental challenges and stimulating experiences that mimic their natural environments. Training, when done correctly, can help animals learn new behaviors, solve problems, and even develop social skills, which are essential for their well-being. For instance, through positive reinforcement techniques, animals can learn to perform tasks such as navigating obstacle courses or finding hidden food, which not only keeps their minds active, but also builds their confidence as they succeed in these challenges. Environmental enrichment, on the other hand, involves adding elements to an animal's habitat that encourage natural behaviors and mental stimulation. This can include toys, puzzles, and even changes in the layout of their living space. For example, providing a climbing structure for primates or hiding food in various locations can stimulate their curiosity and encourage exploration, both of which are important for cognitive development. By allowing animals to engage in problem solving, they can exercise their brains in ways that are similar to what they would experience in the wild, ultimately leading to improved cognitive function. Furthermore, social interactions can also be a form of enrichment. In species that thrive in groups, such as elephants or dolphins, providing opportunities for social bonding and play can significantly enhance their mental acuity. The complexity of social dynamics requires animals to develop communication skills, empathy, and even negotiation tactics, which are all vital components of their cognitive abilities. The benefits of training and environmental enrichment extend beyond just cognitive skills. They can also lead to improved emotional health, reducing stress, and behavioral issues commonly seen in captive animals. Animals that are mentally stimulated are often less likely to exhibit signs of boredom or frustration, leading to a more harmonious existence within their captive environment. In summary, by combining training with well-thought-out environmental enrichment, caregivers can create a dynamic and engaging atmosphere for captive animals, fostering not only their cognitive skills, but also their overall well-being. This holistic approach helps ensure that animals remain active, curious, and mentally sharp, contributing to a richer life experience in captivity. Birds exhibit remarkable migratory behaviors that showcase their advanced planning and memory skills in fascinating ways. Many species, like the Arctic tern, travel thousands of miles between breeding and wintering grounds, demonstrating an impressive ability to navigate across vast distances. These journeys are not random. Rather, they are the result of a complex understanding of their environment and the use of various cues to guide their path. For instance, birds often rely on the position of the sun, the stars, and even the Earth's magnetic field to find their way during migration. This ability to use celestial navigation reflects a deep-seated knowledge of spatial orientation, indicating that these birds possess an intricate mental map of their migratory routes. Moreover, studies have shown that migratory birds have an exceptional memory, which plays a crucial role in their ability to recall specific locations and landmarks along their migratory path. For example, many species remember the exact timing of when to leave and when to return to particular locations, often returning to the same nesting sites year after year. This time-based memory is vital, as it allows birds to take advantage of seasonal changes in food availability and weather conditions. Additionally, some birds engage in social learning during migration. Young birds often follow more experienced adults, learning not only the routes, but also the timing and strategies for successful migration. This transfer of knowledge highlights the importance of social structures in bird communities, showcasing how collaboration and communication can enhance survival through shared experiences. Interestingly, the migratory behaviors of birds also reveal how they adapt to changing environments. Climate change and habitat destruction can disrupt traditional migration patterns, forcing birds to adjust their routes and timing. This adaptability suggests that migratory birds possess not only advanced cognitive skills, but also the ability to innovate and respond to new challenges, ensuring their survival in a rapidly changing world. So, the next time you see a flock of birds soaring through the sky, remember that their migratory journeys are not just instinctual actions, but intricate displays of planning and memory that highlight their intelligence and adaptability in nature. When studying and testing animal intelligence in laboratory settings, ethical considerations play a crucial role, as researchers must navigate the delicate balance between scientific inquiry and the welfare of the animals involved. One major concern is the potential for causing pain or distress to the animals during testing procedures. Researchers are bound by ethical guidelines that require them to minimize any suffering, which can include using humane methods of restraint, providing adequate housing, and ensuring that the animals have access to food and water. This brings us to the necessity of understanding the cognitive capacities of the animals being studied, as different species have varying levels of intelligence, and what might be an appropriate test for one species could be harmful or confusing for another. Additionally, there is the question of whether it is justifiable to conduct intelligence tests on animals when the findings may not have direct benefits for the species being studied or for conservation efforts. Ethical researchers often ask themselves whether the knowledge gained from these studies outweighs any potential harm to the animals involved. This has led to discussions about the importance of using non-invasive techniques whenever possible, such as observational studies or cognitive tasks that allow animals to engage in natural behaviors, rather than relying on more intrusive methods that could alter their natural states or lead to stress. Moreover, the issue of captive environments must be considered, as animals in laboratories are often kept in conditions that differ significantly from their natural habitats. This can affect their behavior and cognitive performance, raising questions about the validity of the intelligence tests being conducted. Researchers must ensure that the animals are not only physically comfortable but also psychologically enriched, providing environments that promote natural behaviors and cognitive stimulation. This leads to further ethical dilemmas regarding the justification of captivity for the sake of research, especially for species that are highly social or have complex needs. Another important ethical consideration is the potential for anthropomorphism, where researchers may project human-like qualities onto animals, thereby misinterpreting their behaviors and cognitive abilities. It's essential for scientists to maintain objectivity and rigor in their assessments, ensuring that their interpretations are grounded in evidence rather than personal biases. This is particularly relevant in studies of intelligence, as what may be perceived as clever behavior could simply be a result of instinct or learned responses rather than a true understanding of the task at hand. Lastly, the role of public perception and the responsibilities of researchers towards the broader community cannot be overlooked. As studies on animal intelligence gain popularity, there is a growing need for transparency in research practices, as well as for engaging the public in discussions about the ethical treatment. In urban environments, certain species have shown remarkable abilities to adapt, which can be considered a reflection of their intelligence. For instance, take the common pigeon, a bird that thrives in cities around the world. Pigeons have learned to navigate through busy streets, recognize patterns, and find food amidst human activity. Their ability to exploit food sources, such as discarded snacks or crumbs, illustrates not only their resourcefulness, but also their capacity to learn from their surroundings. This adaptability is a sign of cognitive flexibility, allowing them to adjust their behaviors based on the changing urban landscape. Similarly, raccoons, often dubbed urban bandits, have become experts at scavenging in city environments. Their dexterous front paws enable them to open containers, rummage through trash cans, and even unlock simple latches. This level of problem solving indicates a high degree of intelligence, as these animals are able to assess their surroundings, experiment with various strategies, and remember successful techniques for future use. Raccoons are also known to learn from each other, showcasing social learning, which is another indication of their cognitive abilities. Moreover, some species of foxes, like the red fox, have adapted remarkably well to urban settings. They utilize urban parks and green spaces for hunting, while also becoming nocturnal to avoid human interaction. This kind of behavioral adaptation demonstrates an understanding of risk and reward as they navigate their environment to find food while minimizing encounters with people and vehicles. Their adaptability to urban life suggests a sophisticated level of awareness and intelligence, as they can assess threats and modify their habits accordingly. Even insects, such as cockroaches, have displayed an impressive ability to thrive in urban environments. Research has shown that cockroaches can learn to associate certain sounds or smells with food, which indicates a form of associative learning. Their resilience and ability to adapt to various conditions, including the presence of humans, speak to their survival instincts and cognitive prowess. They can quickly adjust their behavior in response to changes in their environment, which is a key component of intelligence. In the case of urban-dwelling birds, like sparrows and starlings, their ability to communicate effectively with one another in noisy environments is another reflection of their intelligence. These birds can adapt their calls and vocalizations to be heard over the sounds of traffic and human activity, demonstrating their capacity to modify their communication strategies based on their surroundings. This adaptability not only helps them survive, but also indicates a level of cognitive awareness about their environment. And fish, often thought of as simple creatures, actually display remarkable problem-solving abilities and social intelligence, which can be quite fascinating. Studies have shown that many species of fish, like the cleaner wrasse, can recognize themselves in mirrors, an indication of self-awareness